Today, we're checking out our client Aleksandra's complete max suite conversion, where she took a boring old finished basement and converted it into an incredible, stylish, and modern legal second suite. Additionally, she went a big step beyond that, transforming an existing detached garage into a fully functional and stylish 2-bedroom garden suite. Let's go check out this beauty. Welcome back. Thanks for watching. I'm Andy from Suite Additions, where we help investors and homeowners create more housing and generate wealth. We really appreciate if you can hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel. Okay, so let's go check out these incredible additional suites. Okay, so we're standing right here in front of the garden suite. Aleksandra, thank you so much for having us. And yeah, why don't you show us a project? Let's go inside and have a look.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go. This is a really nice, big, open concept space. Yeah, and I guess when we originally designed it, the intention was to have an island here and have the living room, and you decided to not have the island?
Yeah, I spoke to some tenants at my other property, and actually having a big island, like you cannot have a table, and people just prefer to have some table, so I'd rather leave it to the tenant to decide and leave some space for them.
Right, okay. And you could always put a portable island or something if they wanted to, or they want to have a dining table, right?
Yes, so we have portable island in our other apartments, so it's perfectly doable,
right?
For sure.
Okay. And I think the design we had was that we're going to have like a couch here, and then the TV on that side.
Yeah, we have an outlet there for the TV. So yeah, the space is really small, but it was thought out to be functional. And we took care of every detail to make sure that you could put everything and use it to the full potential.
Right, right. Yeah, and one of the things that I noticed is that, you know, even though the floor space might be a little bit small, so this was a 2-car garage, which is what we did to convert it to a garden suite. It's around 500 square feet inside. So we're able to put a 2-bedroom unit in here, and the floor space is not huge, but because we have this huge vaulted ceiling, it just makes the space feel a lot larger.
Yeah.
And we have a good amount of natural lighting from the windows you have here. The door, there's glass on the front door, and then we have these patio doors here that lead to the yard space for the garden suite occupant that they can use. So there's a lot of natural light. It's very high ceiling, so it feels a lot bigger. I noticed that you have these windows that are a little bit higher as well.
It was meant for privacy.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting down, it's not like somebody is looking over the windows, and you cannot be looking over the windows as well, because on this side, we have the backyard that is dedicated for the main house unit. Therefore, I just wanted to give the tenant as well some space underneath the windows, so maybe they can have some cabinets or a table at the wall directly, so the windows are not in the way.
Yeah.
To get some wall space as well.
Yeah, no, this is very important. Like, because you know we're sharing the house, this garden suite, with the main house, so they have their backyard. So the way we design it with the windows to allow for natural lighting, but at the same time, you know, create that privacy between the occupants. That's incredibly important.
Yeah, you can see the privacy is the main issue while designing those spaces, because it's just shared.
Yeah.
Shared outside space.
Yeah, so we discussed having the windows there because I think this was originally where the door was on this side, right?
So we were able to use the header.
Yep.
And then this was the garage door.
Yeah.
We also used the header. That's why the windows also are.
So this whole thing was the garage door here.
Yeah.
Right? And then there was a door on that side. So it was able to fit 2 vehicles, but they actually only had the 1 garage door on this side.
It was actually a mock-up.
Yeah.
So they put the header in, but they used it as a music studio.
Exactly.
So that's why it wasn't really used as the garage.
So that's great, because then we didn't have to create any new structural elements, right? That was already there to begin with.
Well, you know, saving as much as we could.
Yeah.
Just it's very important with projects like this.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's have a look at the rest of the unit. So yeah, I mean, naturally we come in right to the kitchen. We noticed that you have a 24-inch fridge here. This, you know, provides a little bit of space.
Yes.
A little bit extra space.
It's enough. For sure, and it is taller than the regular fridge, so it gives you the same cubic feet inside.
Yeah.
But, you know, to save the space, we just had to do some tweaks like this.
Yeah, that's one thing that I should have done in my garden suite. I did an actual 30-inch fridge, and it was massive for the garden suite.
Yeah.
And I think that for these units and even basement suites, having a 24-inch wide fridge and then something taller like you said, it's going to give you the actual volume, but it's just, just takes up less footprint, right? And you have the bottom freezer. That's nice. This is a single sink, but it's pretty large. Standard stove. This is 30 inches.
Yeah.
And this is good because you have a microwave hood fan combo. And if you went with a 24-inch stove, it'd be very difficult to source a 24-inch hood range microwave combo. So this is good. Or it's going to be very expensive.
Yeah. Plus, I didn't want all of the appliances to feel dwarfed.
Right.
It's just, so I just pick and choose, and some of them are just, I feel this is more functional than a 24. Yes. If you want to do Thanksgiving turkey dinner.
Yeah, big turkey's not going to fit in a 24-inch stove. Yeah, absolutely right. All right, let's look at the bathroom. So we have a combo laundry here.
So this is actually a smaller appliance as well.
Yeah,
the 24 inch, 27.
Yep.
It just would be, it's just easier to fit through the door as well. It's not as bulky.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense to have a smaller, more compact laundry in the bathroom.
But then the vanity is larger, so you have more space because I feel like storage space, it's limited, and it's important to give as much as you can. Yeah,
and we have the standard tub here, 5-feet tub. A lot of people say, why don't you just put in a shower on a smaller unit?
Yeah, that was, but then people say somebody with a kid might like the bathtub more.
Yeah.
People just enjoying having those relaxing baths. So
yeah, that's what I say. I say, you can still have a shower in a bathtub, but a bathtub is just more versatile. Like kids, somebody might want to have a bath. It could make a difference for some people, right?
Yeah, and that's my compromise. We have the shower enclosure.
Right.
So it's a bathtub with a shower.
Yeah. Yeah, your finishes are beautiful. It's not, the way you've done the finishes, obviously with the black hardware, but the backsplash in the in the back of the vanity, it's not your typical rental grade, right? You've obviously spent a more effort than a standard.
Yeah. More effort, but no more money.
Not for now, right? Not for now, but I think that's going to improve over time. Okay, so this is the master bedroom, and I see very first thing is the closet here, and this is a wardrobe, like an IKEA PAX wardrobe, and I guess this saves a lot of space.
Yeah, I find it more functional, and then the space, as I'm saying, everything we try to do here is just to save space and give as much storage at the same time. So I feel this is a better fit. Hopefully that I'm having the same. They will like it.
Yeah, it's. I think you save a little bit of money doing a wardrobe, like a IKEA PAX closet, it's you save a little bit of money and you save space, right? Some people like it built in, but I think that it's more functional. I find these closets, you can do a lot more. It's more versatile. You can create the shelves however you want. Because if you have a built-in closet, in a lot of cases, they still have to kind of add things to make it functional, right? Okay, so we can see that there's quite a bit of thickness here on the walls. So we did design this as R32 insulation, and we use spray foam here. And it was already insulated, but we added more.
Spray foam, we added just some styrofoam rigid panels as well.
Great. Okay, so let's have a look at the last bedroom. It is actually a legal bedroom, even though it's smaller. So I think this would be perfect for, a little kid's room or an office.
An office, a hobby room.
Yes. Yeah, it would be perfect for that. So, when I was a kid, I would have loved to have a room like this by myself, but I had to share a room with my sister, unfortunately. Up until I was 10.
This is very bright.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of bright sunlight here. There's the a fence, so there's some privacy here as well.
And again, the high ceilings, they add the volume, obviously, and the space feels so much bigger than versus you would have just 8-foot ceilings. It would just feel so much more compact.
Yeah.
So I think, this would be a great office or a hobby room or a room for a kid, for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 75 square feet in here.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's perfect for a kid or a baby or an office.
Yeah, I even feel like some of the tenants that are just couples, they still look for a 2-bedroom because so many people work from home these days. So I guess this is a great setup for a person who works from home to have a separate room as an office.
Yeah, absolutely. I find that a lot of garden suite designs that we've looked at in the past several years, especially when we were doing our research and looking at garden suites from different jurisdictions that were not Ontario, they were all focused on 1-bedroom units. But I think trying to push for the 2-unit garden suite is a big difference because the demographics opens up in terms of a tenant base, right? You can have people who are unrelated, like siblings or friends, or grown children and their elderly parents, stuff like that. So 2-bedroom works very well. And then of course what you mentioned is the office. Like having that additional office space is huge now, right? Because people don't want to go into an actual office, and being able to work from home is
yeah, and you have the separation home and work. So it's so much better than just having a desk in your living room.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So this corner is where the mechanical equipment is. So let's have a talk about this. So what we have here, this was the original electric boiler that provided the heating for this space. Okay, so you had an electric boiler that heated up the hot water, and you had coils under this slab, right? We tried to salvage this, but we had some challenges because we had to put new plumbing in for the kitchen and the bathroom. And can you explain what we ended up doing here with your HVAC contractor?
So yeah, it was very important for me to salvage the in-floor heating. I think it's so much better and superior versus the forced air. So my HVAC contractor, he came up with the idea to just, because we had to cut through all the slab on one side of the building, but he came up with an idea to put new coils on and just pour 2 inches of gypcrete, which would cover them again. And this way we can still use the same boiler and the same system, just redo the piping. And so we did that. And and the infrared heating is working and functional right now.
Right. Yeah. So that was one thing that we were kind of going back and forth on. As Aleksandra mentioned, we had an existing boiler here, and we really wanted to salvage it. And we had all the coils that was in the concrete that was heating the space because, again, even though this was originally designed as a garage, they did use it as a music studio. So they had this space. They were occupying this a lot of the time, and they wanted to ensure that there was heating in here. So the challenge was that, how do we put the plumbing in without damaging the pipes? And ultimately, we couldn't salvage the original pipes. And as Aleksandra mentioned, we put in new pipes, maintained the existing boiler, and then poured in synthetic concrete, which is called the gypcrete in this case. That was the brand. But it's basically synthetic concrete, added 2 inches. So we added a little bit of height. The great thing about this floor was that it was already insulated underneath, right? A lot of the garage conversions we do, there's a slab directly on top of the grade and it's not insulated. So we would have to add in a couple of extra inches of insulation. But in this case, they actually already had the foam insulation under the slab. And that's, provided the in-floor heat insulation, and then we added insulation on the walls, even though the walls themselves were insulated as well. All right, so let's have a look at the other systems here. So we do have our 100 amp electrical panel. So that's huge because getting 100 amps in here for the electric boiler, and then for the stove and all the other demands for the unit, all the electrical lighting and outlets, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. And there's a couple of other equipment items that are part of this unit here. We have I guess we can't open it, but so up there is where we have our heat recovery ventilator, which ensures that fresh air is maintained because the house is so airtight and it's so well insulated that we need to bring fresh air in and out. And then we also have the hot water heater located up there. And that was okay from the standpoint of access for the contractor?
Yeah. So we were going back and forth with the contractor and the inspector where to put those items because they would not fit in the original utility closet. But this seemed like the best place because it's close to the bathroom and also the HRV being here. I don't have to have any duct work because this is just in the middle of the structure, so it just goes directly to each of the rooms. And so it seemed like a best place to put all those items.
Right. And I guess over time you can just schedule like an annual servicing with the heating contractor for the HRV, and then also for the hot water tank.
Yes, that
with
will
a
do.
licensed plumber as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. So one last thing that I wanted to look at was that yard space. Yeah. So you put a lot of effort into ensuring that there's adequate outdoor amenity space for each of the tenants here. So this is a beautiful little yard. So maybe we can come outside and have a look at it. There was a storage shed there that was already there. So that's going to be available for the tenant for storage.
So there is like a lot of additional storage inside, and as well a small patio that you can have your barbecue and some maybe a lounger or just a table to eat.
So this is probably 120 square feet, and there's enough for barbecue grill, a little patio table. So it's just nice that we're gonna get to whoever's living here is gonna get to enjoy.
It's important, to have some outside space.
Yeah.
Especially that this is like a small house, so it needs a backyard.
Yeah,
as well.
Absolutely. No. All right, thanks for showing us the garden suite. Now, the other part of this project was your basement suite. So why don't we go and have a look at that as well?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so let's talk about my true favorite topic, which is the numbers. So can you tell me a little bit about that? Maybe we'll start off with how much you purchased this for and when that was.
So we purchased this for $825K and back in November 2022.
Okay.
So this was a little bit more expensive than the comparables, but again, the upper part of the house was already renovated.
Right.
And as well, it had a separate structure that we could use to convert to a garden suite.
Yeah, absolutely. So just looking at the numbers, November 2022, that was really kind of at the depths of the real estate market. Kind of sentiment was very low. And of course, we kind of had a little bit of an upswing in the springtime.
Yeah, that's why we were able to sneak in a home inspection. And then we also negotiated the price down a little bit. This was originally posted for $999.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were lowering the price, and then we negotiated a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because, we took advantage of the market at the time. For sure.
Yeah. And I think that, given that you had this detached structure that was originally built as a garage, but they used as a music studio. I mean, it was one of the much better structures that I've seen as a detached structure that can be converted. So I think, all things being equal, even though you did do a lot of work here, I think it was actually really good in terms of what you were able to get out of it.
I think so.
At the end of the day. Yeah. So would you mind sharing a little bit of the renovation numbers for the basement as well as for the garden suite?
So we spent around $160,000 on the garden suite. This is including the outside because you always have to do a fence, some landscaping, which adds up, of course.
Of course, yeah.
And then around $130 for the basement and remediation of some of the knob and tube in the upper part of the house. So altogether, we came in at around $300,000 for the whole renovation. Actually, at $299.
Okay, cool. So you rounded up to 300. Okay, So that's great. So you spent $300,000 in total to get this underutilized finished basement to an actual fully functional modern 2-bedroom second suite, and then of course the garage that was converted to a 2-bedroom unit. And the last piece of the puzzle that we want to find out is what your expectations are for the rental amount. You've done some research, and I think you have the numbers available.
Yeah, so we're pretty confident that looking around the market, we could get $2,000 for the basement apartment and then around $25,000 for the garden suite.
Great. Yeah, I mean, that price is actually very reasonable for this area and the level of finishes that you've done here. So I think you're not going to have any problem with that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Aleksandra, thank you so much for showing us. Thanks for trusting us with your project. And
yeah, no
hopefully,
problem, Andy. It was my pleasure.
yeah, hopefully we'll see more down the road with you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We hope you were inspired by this project and ready to take on a Max Suite project on your own. Now, there's definitely a lot of opportunity to do this type of project out there, make a good profit and generate cash flow, and most importantly, help to provide the much needed housing. So what are your thoughts on this house? Please share them in the comments below, and thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. To learn more about the Max Suite strategy, download our free guides at suiteadditions.com and get started. And if you enjoyed this video, here's another great one for you.